Hi, I am Katie Kimball. I'm a director with Pampered Chef. I started Pampered Chef last January. Um, and I am going to talk to you a little bit about a couple of tips and tricks that I have to try and do things a little bit more efficiently. Sorry, it's crazy back there. I am a full-time teacher. I teach what's called Family and Consumer Sciences, which is just really the fancy term for home ec. I've been teaching for 13 years. I also am married and I have 3 kids. One is 10, one is 7, and one is 3. My 10-year-old plays travel softball. She does gymnastics. She plays volleyball. My 8-year-old son plays travel baseball, and he plays football and he plays basketball. And then my 3-year-old is just a 3-year-old who is somebody who needs a lot of time, right? So we all have a lot going on. We all have a lot of things that we are doing on a daily basis. So I thought that I would come up with kind of like my top few things that I think really are helpful for me with being successful with managing my time. So the first thing that I would like to talk about a little bit would be about prioritizing. There are obviously a million things that can occupy our time, right? So sometimes when we sit down to work on Pampered Chef, it's like, okay, I have so many things. What do I need to do to make sure that I'm using my time most efficiently? I think it's really important to think about like where we are in the week and what we have going on next. So I try and do things kind of certain things on certain days. So like Mondays and Tuesdays, I like to take care of maybe if I have to do some reach outs or if I need to follow up with some customers. If I have somebody who needs me to contact the company for something, or like this week I had a friend whose seal on one of her lids was leaking a little bit. So she asked me if I could go ahead, if I could contact them and get a replacement for that. So that's kind of like a Monday, Tuesday thing for me. Wednesdays, I always set up my parties and reach out to my hosts, and like that way they can start inviting their guests by the weekend, by the time the party starts. And I always know that once I'm done with that on Wednesday, I just know what's coming next. Excuse me, by Fridays, typically we have, I do my first, right post where we're tagging everybody, and I like to do a fun game usually. The marketing imagery, I think one thing that I've learned, if not that's more important than anything, would be not to recreate the wheel, not to reinvent the wheel, right? So marketing imagery is so helpful for me. I have a couple of favorite games. Like one of my favorite posts that I like to put out on Fridays would be, what do you love most about our host, right? And everybody has something that they love about the host. So that's always a really good way to get people involved and to get people looking at your party. But also, I'll share my screen here real quick and just show you some of the other good ones that I like on marketing imagery. So there's so many different ideas. If you go into, this was under plan a party, and then games and engagement, and all of this. I mean, what's your cooking personality? Tag a woman who has inspired you. What veggie are you based on your zodiac sign? These are all really good games that you can use. I mean, just simple questions, but it's a good way to get talking with the people in the party. So this is always like a Friday thing for me. And then I usually will go back and find another one on Sunday probably to go and use to put into the party. But the one that I said, like I said, the one that always works, that always gets a lot of a good response would be, what do you love most about our host? So that's something that's really important. Saturdays, I always do just like I have a short video that I made last year actually, and it showed some of our basic tools, like our favorites, like I use the citrus press, the garlic press, the quick slice, and the mix and chop. Right. So those are some like of the most popular tools that we have. And I always show that video. It's just making guacamole. It's a 2-minute video. And that usually gets a lot of engagement too. I'll get some questions, or I'll say, what is your favorite tool that you have from Pampered Chef after I show the video? Okay. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday is usually, like I said, I go back and do another game. And then Monday and Tuesday, I'm working on reach outs, and then it just starts over. Right. So I just know what I'm doing on each day. Another thing that I have recently started doing is I have created this little binder that I keep with me all the time. So this binder is, I keep the catalog right in the front. I was like cutting the catalog apart and then putting it in sleeves and putting it in the binder so that I had it, but this is the easiest way to do it. And that way, if I have somebody who has a question about the catalog, I can just give them this catalog and then I just put another one in. So this is with me all the time. And then inside my binder, I have a notebook, right? This is my Pampered Chef notebook. So I have written down on here who I sent messages to, when they say they'll host a party, or if they want to or not. And then also I keep my notes in here too. So that is my notebook. This is just for anything extra. I actually have two notebooks. One is usually for lists and one is for other notes. And then I have a calendar that I just print out and then I fill it out as we go for each month. And then at the end, I have my party tracker sheet that I use. And this is kind of just how I keep track of what's going on in the parties. So it has the host, the date of the party, who they booked from, and then if they upgraded to a brownie pan or not. We also talk about if I have something, if I have something a friend request, if they win a drawing and what, and if I sent them a PM, and then if they book a party and when their party is booked for. So this is really helpful for me just to keep track of everything. Another tip that I have would be just to make sure you save everything. Like you might think that you don't need everything or that you're going to use something once and then not need it again. I save everything so that I always have, just my own kind of like database that I can go back and look at and pull from when I need something for any of my parties that I have going on. And then I think really also what's very important would be just to find what works for you. There's so much information out there. There are so many different things that we can do. There's so much help. There are so many people who are willing to give us information and give us tips, but we can't do all of the things the way everybody else does all of the things. So for me, I do the best that I can and I know what works for me, but I also know what doesn't work for me. For a while, I have done, I have put myself out there in ways that are not me. So if people can read phoniness from me. So I have found systems that work for me. So you really just need to find systems that work for you and make sure that you are being genuine and you are being yourself, because that's truly what shines through. And that's what is going to help you be successful, most successful in the long run. I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything. Thank you.